same old trap. What's the biggest mistake people make like me when trying to date and find love after 45? I love this question. So let me repeat that. Every time I start dating again, I feel like I fall into the same old traps. What's the biggest mistake people make finding love over 40? Okay. I think most of us have adopted the belief that attraction, entertainment, romance, and physical connection is the pathway to relationship success. And so, without any understanding that true relationship success lies in compatibility and alignment with one another. In fact, true relationship success, from my vantage point, is about developing a solid, fun friendship with the other person, a fun friendship. I say fun friendship. You know, I recently did a video where I talked about the movies Harry Met Sally, the TV show Friends, and the movie The 40-Year-Old Virgin. And if you look at all three of those movies, or the two movies and the TV show, what did they have in common, the couples? They had a deep, abiding friendship for one another. Now, in the 40-Year-Old Virgin, it was built a little bit more accelerated than the TV show Friends. And by the way, I was thinking of Monica and Chandler when I was thinking of the TV show Friends. But what's interesting is that I believe that our hyper focus on physical attraction, particularly because of dating apps, the swipe technology has us marginalizing people to a physical photograph without any real interest in who they are as a person. Do they make you laugh? Do you banter well together? I think, and I happen to be known as sapiosexual, which means I'm attracted to intellect and emotional maturity. At least that's the way I interpret being sapiosexual. Can someone write the word sapiosexual in the chat box? And then if you want to, Google that later. But I'm very attracted to that. That's what turns me on. That's what I want in a life partner. Someone I can talk to for endless hours. Someone who's like me, that is willing to unpack the crazy thoughts that I have, that wants to go into the playground with me, to be in the sandbox, to talk about philosophy, psychology, human behavior, spirituality. That's where friendship, that's where romance lies for me in some ways. And as Debbie says, I think friendship before romance. I've often said romance should be reserved for couples in a relationship, not as an entry point into a relationship. Let me repeat that. I think romance should be something reserved for couples in a relationship, not as an entry point. You think about love bombing, that's an entry point to physical connection. Romance is an entry point to physical connection. It's not necessarily about a heart connection. And as Ty has written, sapiosexual, exactly. Google that. I want you to look that up for yourselves. You know? So do yourself a favor. Look that up. Sapiosexual, because I think many of us want a true heart connection with another human being. We're not dependent upon people for our financial survival per se. And I think what many of us want is a true heart connection. And if you're also demisexual like I am, bump, 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 bump. What is demisexual, Jonathan? Demisexual means that you need a heart on to go with your heart on, so to speak. And I'll be candid with you. I can't seem to ejaculate unless I feel a real emotional connection with someone. So emotional connection is an important factor. We can't minimize this. So again, when the hype, coming back to the question that came in, when the focus is on physical attraction and not a genuine emotional connection, it oftentimes sets up for failure, because we keep going. What happens is you go from one person to the next to the next. Okay? So thanks so much for that question. I really appreciate it. All right. Hey, by the way, if you found value in what I just said, post a comment below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. And again, if you really did like it, hit that like button. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell as well.